college, the new start to the beginning of your life. Why did you choose Wake Forest? Was it the beautiful Manchester Plaza? Or Benson Center? Or was it your tour guide? Wake Forest University's Ambassadors and Admissions. Hi, Dr. Kolstad. My name is Grace Yook, and I will be giving my presentation today on Wake Forest Ambassadors and Admissions. Just to give you a little heads up about my PowerPoint, I included things like the history of tour guiding, just to give you a little insight on exactly what the Ambassadors and Admissions are. In addition to that, I included some personal interviews from people who don't know a lot about tour guides on campus, and I also included people who are a part of the executive board of the Wake Forest University Ambassadors Tour Guide. In addition, I included some of my personal experiences, some of the things that I value in tour guiding, some of my personal stereotypes of tour guides, and how I think that they're more valuable on campus. And usually they don't have a lot of negative connotations, but I included some of my insight on that, so I hope you enjoy. Thank you. The history of tour guiding. Originally, campus tours were led by the Brothers of the Alpha Omega chapter. However, in 1988, Kathy Beal and Harriet Mock established the first official tour group on campus. Due to Wake Forest University's announcement of its SAT optional policy, the only top 25 university in the nation, a vast amount of students visit each year. In 2008 alone, 15,600 visitors visited between the fall and summer of that year. This large amount of visitors calls for more tour guides, supplying over 120 to 130 tour guides per semester. How exactly do you become a tour guide? Applications are available in the fall and spring of each year. Group interviews are also common for the application process. After acceptance, tour guides undergo a full semester of training. The following principles of tour guiding. Choosing the right tour guide is important to sustain the principles of tour guiding. Tour guiding allows for person-to-person interaction. This is encouraged to develop relationships not only with fellow tour guides, but interact with members of your tour. Community involvement is important for the program, all tour guides contributing as a voluntary effort. Positively representing the university student body is also important, as you are not only representing yourself, but the Wake Forest University community. What are some common stereotypes about admissions ambassadors? I interviewed some freshman interviewees and their opinions about admissions ambassadors on campus. So tell me about some common stereotypes about admissions ambassadors at Wake Forest.
They're pretty annoying, they're definitely overeager, and they talk way too much.
So give me some common stereotypes about admissions ambassadors at Wake Forest University.
They talk really quietly when they give tours.
And they walk backwards a lot. Sometimes they walk into people.
I interviewed Jelani Nsay. As a member of the Executive Board of Ambassadors and Admissions at Wake Forest University, I really gathered his insight on his position as a tour guide. What are some common stereotypes about tour guides?
Particular stereotype that we're always, preppy, like you said, high-spirited, maybe that we know everything because we're expected to know everything about the school. But I can't really think of too many negative stereotypes. As far as the positive, maybe that, we're trying to be the best example that we can for the school, because we're usually the first people that prospects meet upon coming here, so we had to set a pretty good reputation for that. So,
how has tour guiding benefited you?
Definitely, I guess it's encouraged me to be more reliant on other people and to understand that we all come from different perspectives and different backgrounds, and that I have something to offer that other students are interested in learning about. about my background in particular and why I love the school. So,
Does this position give you a sense of power?
I don't really think it gives me any more power or any less. I think I'm just a regular person who, found something that they like to do, and we're just telling people about the school. Maybe in certain situations where there's questions asked about school, they say, "Oh yeah, well he knows, he's a tour guide," of course. So, but it's not a negative thing by any stretch of the word or any means. So,
My initial interest to become a tour guide. Coming from an academically rigorous boarding school called the North Carolina School of Science and Mathematics, I knew that I wanted to become a tour guide immediately upon my arrival. At my high school, I served as a tour guide on campus, and just as I loved the North Carolina School of Science and Math, I love Wake Forest. As I left home, I felt so young. Not that young, but I moved into my dorm and started my life here at Wake. Soon after, as I was strapping my backpack for academics and settling into dorm life, I applied to be a tour guide. After an intensive application process, I attended my first tour guide session, depicted in this photo below. Soon enough, I had finished my training and I was able to start a new career as a tour guide. Since then, I have been sporting my Wake Forest University t-shirt written with an inscription on the back. This reads, "Tour Guide, walking backwards since 1834, the year when the school was first established." How has tour guiding shaped my experience and helped me acquire skills at Wake Forest University? Through this tour guiding position, I have become more comfortable with public speaking. I have been able to engage with others and balance being informative versus being too boring. When I'm in front of a larger audience, I don't get too scared to the point where I can't talk. Rather, I'm able to collect my thoughts and be an effective leader and speaker. Through the connections that I have gained through tour guiding, I have met some of my closest peers and friends. Not only do I meet these peers during major tour events like Discovery Days, but also outside of class. In addition, I have also become accustomed to a lot of my professors engaging in conversation. Involved in these Discovery Days, where prospective students come to visit, professors speak about their experiences at Wake Forest. Through these admissions programs, I have engaged with a lot of professors that are speakers. Without tour guiding, I may not have been as close as I am to the administration, and overall, I find it to be very rewarding. Through this job, we have band together as a fellowship amongst peers and professors. Through the pro humanitate spirit, through this job I have been able to display my sense of pride for the school. Though student pride isn't as relevant today as it has been in the past, through this job I have acquired an unprecedented sense of pride and gratitude for everything that the school has provided, helping me to get to where I am today. My personal views on the stereotypes of tour guides. Are all tour guides the same? The application process isn't about choosing a homogenized student body, but students who represent the diversity of the school. I find that people who say that tour guides fit in only one category is incorrect. Through the diverse body of tour guides, it's safe to admit that all tour guides are a mixed body of dedicated demon deacons who all volunteer all of their efforts in an attempt to share their leadership potential as a student liaison on campus. Are all tour guides really peppy? Not all tour guides are really peppy, but who can blame us? We love Wake Forest. However, we do have our slow mornings. We're just good at hiding them. Overall influence of tour guiding on me. This position has influenced me for the greater good. I remember being a prospective student and looking up to my tour guide. I find this one of the most rewarding features of being a tour guide. I love the feeling that I get after tours, knowing that I helped the school in a small way. In addition, I like staying after to answer questions from parents and students who are worried about the application process and just want to know a little bit more.